evening, truck and tractor pull fans. Night number 2 for this guy. We are live. We are talking something not involving the word rain, hopefully. I'm sick of it. Sick of rain.
I hope Craig Cooper is right. The rain
Yes.
is not happening this week.
Let's hope.
Let's hope.
Let's hope. I know we been rained out the last 2 Saturdays, so doggone it.
I think, weeks and weeks of weekend rain.
It's supposed to be beautiful tomorrow, so let's hope that continues through to the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to answer Tom Davis real quick. No, we've had some turbine tractors, but as of right now, we do not have a current turbine tractor running. As far as points go, now we do have some that come in from New York. Lee Beeman will come down sometimes. The old Gary Mills tractor. His name slips in my mind right now, out of Ohio. Sometimes he'll come in too. Most recently, last time for mods, for them to run was up in Arlington, Pennsylvania with us. But sometimes they do come east and run with us and south. So, but as of anybody here locally, no, we don't have any turbine powered tractors at this point. So, and Craig Cooper, I hope you're right, like Kendra said. But anyway, yeah, we just got some. I don't know what else we can talk about. We don't have any results for you. I didn't have time to put together a video for tonight, so we're just going to go over upcoming events. And of course, the guy who's beside me is sweating bullets right now because his big event for their season starts this Saturday in Lebanon, Pennsylvania with the Beast of the East series. Of course, that's featuring East Coast Pro Pulling classes as well as their own local classes, we'll call them. And I'm sure Kendra has an update for us from Mont Alto. I know they got an event this weekend. So I'm going to kind of save Dwayne. We're going to hold him back and because he has the big show, so to speak, if you will. And we're going to calm down, Dwayne. It's okay.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm just relaxed, man. I'm chill.
Yeah, I like that background you got there.
How many times have you looked at the weather apps today?
About 4 times, and I looked at both of them.
Yeah.
And tomorrow and Friday, it'll probably be 8 and 12.
It makes it worse when people on Facebook start chattering about it.
Yeah.
And you see your Facebook and you're like, oh, I better check it again. Did it change?
Yeah. Here's the deal. Now that you bring up the Facebook thing, and we've had problems in the past back in when we were using message boards only. We used to have issues. People saying, "Oh, it's rained out. It's rained out." When no decisions were made. Okay, so towards the end of this show, we will keep an eye on Facebook. By all means, when I say keep an eye on Facebook, on our part, Dwayne, if you see anything posted by Beast of the East Pulls with Dwayne Martin or Matt Balmer, or was she Matt's wife? Most likely it would be Jenny. Will post if it's going or not, or pay attention to East Coast Pro Pulling. Okay, nobody else.
Our Beast of the East Facebook page will be the only outlet for that. Then it'll trickle over to obviously.
It'll trickle over to John and Gloria Smith of East Coast, Tara, the Moores, myself, and most likely, if it looks like it's going to be. I didn't want to get into Lebanon just yet, but if it looks like it's going to be a wash, I will probably go live quick. For what it's worth, I don't know, but I will definitely keep that keep everybody informed as much as possible. And Kendra, when it comes to Interstate, where should we expect to see an official word from there?
It will be on the Interstate website. For Mont Alto, Trackside Live has their page and an event page. Franklin County Tractor Pullers will have a post as well. Interstate Facebook page will have a post. For Luray, That'll also be on Interstate's website, Interstate's Facebook page. And I don't believe there's a event for that page out there anywhere. That is the Luray Fire Department putting that poll on. So you could probably also check their Facebook page.
There you go. So just look then. Don't look at anybody's post and just assume it's over with. Make sure you're looking at what we will call official type pages, and that's Beast of the East, East Coast Pro Pulling, interstatepullers.com on their website, their web pages like you just announced too. Maybe Kendra sometimes will go on. I will go on sometimes. And Dwayne, he's like the social media guru, so he will. The word will be out there. If you don't see anything posted if you don't see anything posted that it's canceled, then expect the event to be going. So on. So.
Yep.
I'll add some more to it once you turn me loose, but I'll let you guys do your thing first, and then I'll add some to it.
So why don't you go ahead, Kendra? How are you this evening?
I am good. I am supposed to have a 4-day weekend. It's looking more like a Thursday and work a half a day Friday weekend.
Of course.
It's okay. I love my job.
But at least it ain't tax season, right? so to speak.
Me and my coworkers just said, I guess it was Tuesday, we're like, tax season's over. Our workload's supposed to be getting lighter. So.
And by the way, if you see us looking kind of goofy, myself and Dwayne, we're using virtual backgrounds in our picture where we're, as you can see me, I actually have headphones on, and it makes it look like I don't have, my ears are cut off and everything, but black with the black background kind of meanders itself together and makes it look goofy. So that's what you're seeing. Don't adjust your set, so to speak. So anyway,
good evening to Nicole, and good evening to Dave Kaufman.
Absolutely. Yep. Howdy. Okay, Kendra, we're going to cut you loose. Fill us in with Interstate. What you got?
Yep. So as they were talking about, Interstate's been kind of a wash. Didn't have any events May 4th, May 11th. But this weekend, jam-packed. We have 3 events coming up. Hopefully, 1, 2, or 3 of them can make it work. Rain's kind of sporadic, so it's possible that one might get rained out. The other 2 could go on. They're kind of spaced evenly across the East Coast here. We'll start out with Mont Alto, Pennsylvania, right down the road from here. Held at the fireground or the firegrounds, the volunteer fire company grounds.
There we go.
$10 for adults. Kids ages 6 to 12 is $5, and then 5 and under are free. Going to be having the 4,500 small block truck class, 7,800 modified, 7,700 light limited turbos, 19,000 pound small block minis, 2050 big block minis, and then 2 classes of farm stock, 9,500 and 13,000 pound farm stock. There are speed limits, 8 miles per hour for the light class, 12 miles an hour for the heavy class. Then running down in Luray, Virginia, Page County volunteer fire companies. Again, $10 to get in. Ages 6 to 12 is 5. 5 and under are free. 11,000 pound hot farm, 10,000 pound pro farm, 8,500 mod turbo, 6,200 two-wheel drive trucks, 8,500 Wild Street, and then a 9,000 and 11,000 pound farm stock, and then an open diesel truck class. I do not know if hanging weights are allowed. To me, it says open. My assumption would be, since it doesn't say street, you're allowed. So, but if you do have any questions, you can contact Chad Breeder. His number is available on the Interstate website on their schedule. I'm not going to blast somebody's phone number out on the YouTube channel.
No.
The last and final event for the weekend is May 8th, is Jefferson County. They're in Carneysville, West Virginia. They're hosting dirt drags. It is a dirt drag only event. And coming from somebody who has been to 2 dirt drag only events, I promise you there will be a ton of trucks there and a ton of good trucks. That group there is getting pretty well known for their dirt drags, and they're doing a great job at it.
Makes you wonder how many come up. I want to pull my truck tonight.
Yeah. Did want to make an announcement on the schedule for Memorial Day weekend. There was 2 interstate classes going to be in Craigsville, Virginia, co-sanctioning with Dragon Motorsports. Unfortunately, they are canceling those 2 classes. Believe something happened with some sponsors, and like we said, was it last week, 2 weeks ago? Sponsors are huge, and sponsors can be the make or break sometimes for pools. And sponsors don't show up. Unfortunately, sometimes classes have to get cut. Do want to go here into the 1st of June again here in Franklin County. 2 Top Pennsylvania at the 2 Top Roritan grounds. $10 to get in. Kids 8 to 12 years old is $5. 8 and under are free. Big class of pulling or big night of pulling. 10,000 pound Pro Farm 8,500 mod turbo, 4,500 small block trucks. 2 classes of 13,000 farm stock, 1 with an 8-mile-an-hour limit, 1 with 12-mile-an-hour limit. They're going to be running a 9,500 farm stock class with an 8-mile-an-hour limit, as well as the 9,500 nutrient ag class. That's kind of a point series they have going on up here for the 9,500 guys, as well as a street semi class. For those street semis, you must have your own hitch. If anybody has been to 2 Top Roritan grounds, you know the pit area is not ideal. So makes it a little harder to swap some hitches out when you're coming off and going to one side of the track or you're going down to the staging area. Not super ideal to be swapping hitches at the end of the track. Going on to June 8th, since we got a little bit of time. Sorry, Dwayne.
That's fine. Take your
Shippensburg,
time.
Pennsylvania. Their first event of the year is going to be on June 8th at 7 p.m. $10 to get in. Kids 5 to 11 years old is free. 7,800 modified, 7,700 light limited turbo, 4,500 small block trucks, as well as dirt drags. $20 to enter into the dirt drags. Again, that is put on by Shippensburg Truck and Tractor Pullers. All right, I'm done. East Coast turn. Or do you not have their schedule up?
He fell asleep.
He has it printed out.
Mm.
Now it's
I
just
can
going.
disappear. See that poof?
Yeah.
Houdini. Anyway, no, Dwayne, we're going to cut Dwayne loose next because our next event is actually part of Beast of the East. So we're going to go ahead and let him.
All right. The next event at
This should take the next 40 minutes. So
the next event for East Coast Pro Pulling is going to be at Lebanon Valley Expo Center at Beast of the East. No. I don't know. Where do I start? I guess
From the beginning.
The elephant in the room is a good place to start. We've been watching the weather, obviously. Probably looked at the weather 3 or 4 times today or more.
You said 4 times now. Don't change your story.
And, well, I was thinking. And if we make, when we make a decision, we will be posting on our Facebook page. And obviously, most people share that when it comes out. And it'll be on legitimate paid pages. Our facility is grass fields. It's on a slight slope, so it drains fairly well. And the track has never really left us down. It drains off. And because we didn't have any pools yet this year, hopefully there's no puddles in it. And we should be able to revive it. So the hope is, or the prayer is, that we don't get a whole lot of rain. And if we do, it's very early. And if it decides to, I don't know. It's going to be a tough call because it's just on the edge of giving us rain, but not a whole lot.
I've seen you guys. We got hit with a pretty good rain storm there last year. And you guys worked the track and had a good track and got the pool done. Thankfully, because, man, it really rained when we got done.
Yeah, that was the evening that we had to stop on our drive home because it was almost stopped because it was raining that hard.
I had to pull over. Got down towards Mannheim. I couldn't see where I was going.
Well, for the competitors and the spectators, just keep an eye on our Facebook page. I kind of doubt that unless the weather really changes, that we would make a decision on Friday evening. I would assume that we'd try to do it earlier Friday morning. We'll see if the weather changes for the worse, then it might be a Friday evening decision. But if for everyone, just keep an eye on Facebook. We're just going to carry on business as normal until then. So, let me go to our classes here. Our pit gates are going to open at 2 p.m. Spectator gates open at 5, and our pools start at 7. Our admission is going to be $15, ages 10 and up. Our classes are going to be Wild Street, 2.6 Pro Street Diesel, 3.0 Limited Pro Stock Diesel, Street Legal Semis, Street Gas Trucks, Pro Street Gas Trucks, and then our East Coast pulling class is going to be the Diesel 4x4, the East Coast Diesel 4x4 trucks, and the 466 Hot Farm class.
Sorry.
Track order. I think is going to be on the pit side 2.6 Pro Street, 3.0 Limited Pro, East Coast Diesel 4x4, and then the 466 Hot Farm. I think is our order.
What track is that now? That's on the pit side.
Pit side track.
Come on.
Hey, it's not set in stone yet. It could change. And then on the spectator side, it's going to be street gas, Pro Street Gas, Wild Street Diesel, and street semis. Time out.
When you say spectator side, it sounds like you only have.
Stand.
There you go. You want the announcer stand side?
I'm sorry.
The grandstand side is actually down both sides. Yeah.
The larger grandstand's actually on the pit side.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so my question is the Hot Farm guys going to be happy or mad that they're not first, they're last?
Well, I don't know. Maybe if we get enough of feedback, we can put them in there.
Because those guys are used to being first.
It's not by choice.
Yeah.
They go first. But
either way, that's how we have it set up. If we have enough of feedback, and with the weather depends on how it all plays out. If it works out, then maybe we'll throw those classes first so we can get them through. Because
that is I mean, you have points classes as well, I'm sure, but
yeah,
the way we are set up is if there's impending weather, we should be East Coast should be first.
East Coast gets the priority. Yes,
right.
East Coast is going to get the priority,
right.
But the request
Kendra gets the priority. But
it was requested to have them either first or last.
Mm-hmm.
And so, again, like I said, those classes could be switched. We'll see how it all works out.
Right. Some of those guys are going to be driving.
Yeah.
A good bit of miles.
We try to get our. Are you going, JR? If they don't cancel,
absolutely, I'll be there. Yeah.
Yes, we try to cater to our classes that drive a longer distance, and then depending on what the track conditions are and how flat and smooth we can get the track for starting. If we had a lot of rain, I mean, I'm sure the track's going to be fine. Just depends if we run a class to break the track in. But anyway, back to my list. Everybody that registers to pull is considered a competition vehicle. So everybody that is on the grounds and pulling in a class is is required to follow the rules. Like there's no exceptions. Sometimes people think that, oh well, I'm in a street semi, I don't need to wear a helmet, or I'm in a street gas truck, why do you need helmets? But every class that's on the track is required to wear helmets. That's something that we've been trying to enforce for the last couple of years. It seems like years ago that was a rule that was fairly lenient. Wild Street Diesel, in our Wild Street Diesel class, all exhaust must be turned upward and there's no hood stacks. So if you're behind the cab with stacks, you're fine. If you're a side exhaust on a street truck, you have to put a 90-degree elbow on and turn it up. No 45s. 45s are still pointed at the spectators, so all exhaust up. And I would advise that
90 degree.
90 degrees straight up. And I would advise trucks in the Wild Street class, if they're running modified turbos, we allow pretty much anything. It can be large singles, twins, triples, whatever is street legal. I would advise that anyone that is doing that has a vehicle that's competition with big turbos needs to get cross bolts in. That's something that in the other classes are a rule that you're not going to get away from, but in the street diesel, it's not set in stone yet because of the different types of vehicles that show up. So I would recommend that anybody that has a big turbo on would consider putting cross bolts in just for the safety aspect. Because of the Class B and the way it is, it's kind of hard to enforce turbo rules when there's such a variation. But when you do come on the track, you are a competition vehicle, so I don't know. We're dealing with some gray area or some, I don't know. How do I say it? Areas that are a little bit gray at this point, but hopefully we can clarify that in the future.
Yeah,
if you want to pull it on the track in a competition, it is a competition vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All rules apply.
The thing that I do understand, though, is that if you have an inline six, you have the turbo hanging on the side of the engine, it's easy to get to the exhaust pipe and put it in. If you have a V8, a stock vehicle, it's hidden in the back and buried, and the way it 90s out of the turbo, it can be extremely hard to get anything in there. So I don't know. Stay updated for more clarification in the future, I guess. Wild Street hitch height is 20 inches. It's a low hitch height to take some of the steam out of the high horsepower trucks. Drive shaft loops. Any U-joint visible from the side needs to have drive shaft loops on it. That's a Wild Street rule. So even if you drive it on the street, it still needs to be done because we don't need drive shafts and U-joints flying out into the crowd.
I watched one come out of a street truck at a pull in Virginia this year. It didn't come out very forcefully because it was extremely early in the run. Nevertheless, it exited the vehicle. So, yeah. Contain it.
I don't think we have too much that nothing changed in rules besides turbo stuff for our PPL or our larger turbo classes. Street semis for, I think most of the semi trucks know the routine, but our semi trucks normally park along the fence at the backside of the track at the exit of the track back against the fence. And so the trucks come off the track and drive straight into the fence and then Whoever's swapping hitches can swap them fairly easy. They can back out and make a run for it. I think they also have a spot back there somewhere where somebody checks the hitch height as they run out. We'll have somebody helping with parking as we get our parking started. I'm not 100% sure yet how we're going to work it, but we might try to save a little bit of area for haulers for East Coast, because we're going to have both our local classes and East Coast in. So I'm sure that we're going to be separating that. We don't want to put semis in the lower field if we get full, or try not to put too many in the lower field, depending on how wet it is.
Right.
Because it's going to be a slight uphill to get out, and everything in the pit area is downhill to get out. So, or for the most part, should be okay with that. Local poolers are going to be paying a $20 registration fee this year, and so that went up a little bit from last year. And with insurance and everything going up, that helps cover some of the insurance costs that we have. Fake live. Trying to rack my mind. There's I need a little bit of I have to think a little bit here, since I'm having a live feeds, fake live feeds. Please do not buy any live feeds from anywhere. We do not broadcast live feeds. And so there is no live feed for Beast of the East.
Right. Or East Coast.
So
Tommy Haster says, my 3 are ready.
Well, Tommy, start blowing west, because push that rain away.
Is that a comment about how much hot air Tommy has?
No. That's
Oh man, I ain't in the middle of that.
Yeah, that's not an insult
Just
at
kidding,
all. That's
Tommy.
that is just.
I'm sure he chuckled.
Well, tell you what, he's pretty dedicated. He's got up 3 ready to go on a Wednesday night. So we're doing good.
Yeah.
Going for 3 wins. Good for you, Tommy. That's a high bar right there. A lot of good competition out there.
Well, he's got 1 here, so
yeah,
already.
Yep. I haven't been to the expo yet this spring, but one of these days we're going to have a new announcer's stand on the pit side, which I'm not 100% sure if we're there yet or not. It'll most likely be done for the fair if it gets done this year. Uh-oh.
There's my hand. There it is. If you're going to move the announcer's tower to the other side of the track, you're now going to have to call that side the fair side.
Yeah, right. the expo side and the pit side.
There you go. Okay.
Well, you're really throwing me for a loop. I had to think about that.
Exercise that noggin a little bit tonight.
Well, either way, our group of guys that runs Beast of the East also helps make all the decisions. So if I say something's going to be a certain way here, I have to make sure that I don't get ahead of myself. So maybe we'll come up with a fancy name for that side if it changes. Or maybe we can have an announcer on each side. They can throw it across the valley.
I tell you what you need to do. Okay. I don't know how it's going to affect any of your other big sponsors there. Get a track sponsor for that track on that side of the facility. And you can call it the...
There you go.
Kendra's famous pickles track. Side,
Kendra's smoked pickles. Kendra's
but you see
that would cause some serious problems if we had the smoked pickle track.
Hey, if you do something...
It might be worth it.
if you do something, you need to get the name right so that it doesn't create a tongue twister for the announcer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the Hassler Diesel track, you know.
We could have the smoked pickle track and the Hassler diesel track.
There you go.
Well, we've been operating the last 2 years or 3 years with 2 announcers, and it makes for a great show.
Mhm.
We've had announcers down by the track, and so he can get onto the track if he needs to, and then we have an announcer in the tower that takes care of as of all the business and distances. So it I'm seeing flashing lights.
I saw that earlier. I was like, what's he got behind him?
I was going to ask you if you got a disco light up there or something.
It's the white shutters, probably. So I think that makes for a great show. If we do have rain and the show goes through, I would ask everybody to respect the grounds and try not to tear it up worse than we have to.
Yeah. I.e.,
Because,
don't throw it to the floor and spin your tires.
yeah, a lot of people like to get rid of their adrenaline, and especially when they're or their pent up energy, whatever you want to call it, pulling energy, even after they're done pulling, leaving the fairgrounds, everybody's got to blow them off.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Yeah, it happens everywhere. The temptation is too great.
Yeah. We've all done it, right?
I ain't saying nothing. I did it at Frederick, Maryland one day, going into place, not coming out, but I got a little aggravated with the gate people. So Robert and Patty Martin got a kick out of it, though. Long story. But anyway.
We're going to have, excuse me, we're going to have pull off tractors and tow tractors for East Coast classes. And I think if you have your own buggy, you're more than welcome to use it. But if it does get sticky, or if the grounds are a little bit slippery, it might be a little bit tough for buggies to move vehicles around, especially if we got a little slight upgrade into the pits.
Right.
So I'm just trying to figure out. I was just trying to think. I think if we'll have our pull vehicles or tow vehicles staged.
Okay.
At the end of most times, they're staged up against the fence at the finish line side of the track on the pit side, so they should be pretty easy to find. If they're not doing anything, I figure that they'll be sitting there.
Did your scales move yet? I know you were talking about moving the scales or something.
Scales are going to be moved down a little bit further, but we're planning on. Again, I'm not 100% sure yet, but there's going to be two big side by side concrete pads put in for the scale setup. That'll be nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The scales will be about probably about mid track on the pit side behind the grandstands, so it shouldn't be too hard to get from point A to point B. What else do we need to talk about?
I'm going to take care of East Coast here in a second. I'm answering a couple questions here real quick. So I'm sure you got 5 more minutes of something you can talk about.
Oh, sure. We have down on the farm catering doing our food, doing the food at the expo. So they did a great job last year. They have pulled pork nachos, burgers. I'm not 100% sure about the milkshakes yet. There was a little bit of oh yeah, they do have milkshakes, or they have ice cream, right? Something. They have ice cream. I'm not sure. It changes from year to year. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to be set up yet this year. Last year they were set up just outside of the spectator ticket booth in the expo milkshake building, or the kitchen. pavilion because the section underneath the grandstands was a little bit tough for them to move all their equipment into to do a show and then move it back again. And then on the pit side, they're set up for food, and hopefully they can crank out some major food. We normally don't have too much of a backup. Brian.
Speaking of
Marsh.
East Coast Hot Farm,
So is he giving us a thumbs up because we're talking about pulled pork nachos, or because we're talking about Beast of the East,
both.
or maybe something else?
That's Brian's signature.
Brian's
I
signature.
think he should get a copy, or I think he should get a sticker made of that and put it up like right above
Yeah,
his
the thumbs
hip
up, yeah.
where the
Mr.
neutral
Thumb.
weight is.
It's Mr. Thumb. So
nachos.
Yeah, so definitely y'all keep an eye on Facebook. Again, Beast of the East Facebook page. Dwayne Martin, any one of his crew members, Matt Balmer, Jenny Balmer. As far as Interstate goes, keep an eye out. InterstatePools.com. InterstatePoolers.com. I'm sorry. And so, what are you laughing at?
Nicole says he doesn't talk much.
Oh.
One word answers.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's all good. And again, for East Coast, you keep an eye out, obviously, for this Saturday's pool, Beast of the East, or East Coast Pro Pulling on Facebook, or Tara posts on that page. So, anyway, getting to East Coast, obviously, you heard we'll be, hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to be at the Beast of the East in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, this Saturday at 7 p.m. I don't think he ever gave the time that the pool starts.
7 p.m.
I just said that.
I said it earlier. I said.
Oh, you did? Okay. Well, 7 p.m. I have 7 p.m.
Yes, that's correct.
After that, and again, that's the East Coast Diesel four-wheel drive trucks and the 466 Hot Farm tractors. May 25th, we go to Boonesboro, Maryland at the Washington County Tractor Puller, 6 p.m. And that's the 7,500-pound modified tractor, 6,200-pound modified four-wheel drive trucks, and 9,500 super stock, 10,000 pro stock tractors, East Coast Diesel four-wheel drive trucks, the ABC York 466 Hot Farm tractors class. Also, which is the same it's going to be at Dwayne's pool. This ABC York is their class sponsor. ABC York 466 Hot Farms. Also, the limited pro stock semi trucks will be at Boonesboro May 25th. June 1st, we're turning and burning. We're right back to Berryville, Virginia. 6 p.m. at the Clark County Roten Fairgrounds with the pro stock diesel four-wheel drive trucks, modified four-wheel drive trucks, and the pro stock 4x4 trucks, local class there. And then June 15th, Dwayne, we're right back at your place.
Nice.
7 p.m. with the Beast of the East in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, again with the East Coast Diesel four-wheel drive trucks, the ABC York 466 Hot Farm tractors. And rounding out June 29th at 6 p.m., we're back at the Washington County Tractor Pullers in Boonesboro, Maryland, 6 p.m. Modified tractors, the modified 4x4 trucks, super stock, pro stock tractors, East Coast Diesel 4x4 trucks, ABC York 466 Hot Farm tractors, and the limited pro stock semi trucks. And that gets you through to the end of June. And I will flip a page here, and we're going to take a look at Snyder County Truck and Tractor Pullers real quick. And obviously, May 11th was a rain out in Center Hall, unfortunately. June 1st, 6:30, Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania, with the Enhanced Farm tractors, the hot stock tractors, light pro tractors, 2.6 diesel 4x4, 3.0 diesel 4x4, and the pro stock gas 4x4 trucks. Again, June 1st at 6:30. June 29th, they'll be in Laurelton, Pennsylvania at 6 p.m. I do not have the classes listed for that. That's my fault. I haven't written them down yet. But they do have two pools in June. June 1st, Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania, 6:30. June 29th, 6 o'clock in Laurelton, Pennsylvania at the Union County West End Fairgrounds.
I did think of something. Shout out to the Snyder County guys. If they want to come and pool with the East Coast, they can do that.
Absolutely. They're always welcome.
There's
Always.
going to be there's an insurance fee that East Coast charges, or there's a slight fee for not being a points member.
I know.
But other than that, they're more than welcome to show up. Registration at our event. Figure I'll go over that real quick.
Sure.
Registration for our event is going to be in the registration shed on the pit side of the grandstands, about halfway up. It'll be in the next to the scales, or in the vicinity of the scales. We normally try to have our registration done by 6 p.m. There is a link on Facebook that is a sign up, and it's for both our local classes and East Coast. Get signed up, and they're automatically entered. They're automatically entered to be in the computer. When you do get there, you even if either East Coast and local classes, everybody needs to show up at the registration trailer to pull a number so they can be put in order. And our local class, what?
Nothing.
Okay.
I'm laughing at myself.
Local classes are paying their registration fee, and East Coast classes, if they're not signed up for points and are signing up for points, can do that. Can do that with us if they need to, or online. But we try to have our registration done by the drivers' meeting, which is we're gonna try to do it at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Sometimes it slides a little bit later. If we feel like we're overwhelmed, we'll push it back a little bit. But we'd like to have that registration done because when the show starts, or before the show starts, Jenny, our registration closes down, and everything moves to the announcer's stand on the expo side. And so if somebody needs something after that point, then they have to walk the whole way around the facility. But the reason for doing the registration online is because it really takes a lot of backlog out of our registration, because you can put all that information in and it'll be entered into the computer, and it's a couple of minutes to get your stuff together and back out. So it reduces the time you have to stand in line waiting on registration, because we do have 8 classes.
Right.
Also failed to
I
mention.
already did it. It's very easy.
Nice. It doesn't cost you anything. You're not obligated. If you don't show up, please let us know if you're registered and you can't make it, or something to that effect. But anyway.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to go over, and I apologize, Super Stock Pro Stock class. Weimer Fuel Injection and Turbo LLC is the big class sponsor for the Super Stock Pro Stock tractors. And I'm just going to take a second here because it's extremely important. These guys go out and companies come on board and sponsor, and it means a lot. It means a lot to the club, to the classes that they're sponsoring. And I want to look at the Hot Farm Tractor sponsors as the largest. If you were done, Dwayne, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. I just figured I'd tag some of my sponsors then when you're done.
Sure. ABC. Okay. Yep. ABC York Incorporated is the class sponsor for the 466 Hot Farms, and also we're going to include in there. We got Moxley Welding and Machinery Service, local company right down the street here from me. Laird Logs, another company right down the street from me. It's a local class here, by the way. Jet Seal Services, AJ's Truck and Trailer Center Incorporated, the Silences Rest Farms, that would be Mr. Raymond Norris, Mid-Atlantic Seeds, the Godwin Group, and Ferguson Waterworks. Again, we thank those guys and gals for their sponsorships for the 466 Hot Farm. Limited Pro Stock Semis, no stranger, long time class supporter. Dave Greek with the Susquehanna Truck Service Incorporated, located right next door to the Buck. And you won't get a more honest, more fair truck repair company than what Dave Greek runs. 100% that you got to go to if you need repair, big truck repair. East Coast Diesel 4-wheel drive trucks, obviously. East Coast Diesel is the class sponsor, has been for many years, and we thank Lamar for that sponsorship. Carl Ankiewicz also puts in a pretty good amount of money in the kitty every week. I believe $1,000 to win still, Kendra. That you know of in that. $1,000 to win your yes, and also the North Road Service Center out of Elizabethville, Pennsylvania. And if you're not familiar with that, that's James Barter. What are you laughing at?
Because I knew who you were talking about.
Oh, okay.
You started saying it, even though it's not advertised like that very often, or it's something new.
Yeah, but that's how that's listed here. So those are the big three there. Then we move down to the Weimer Fuel and Turbo Super Stock Pro Stock Tractor class. Also on board with them is Chad Mayhill with CM Pulling Tires. They're a big sponsor for the class. Riverside Engines Incorporated, obviously, and Fair Valley Performance. And of course, we know with their onboard computers and stuff. So we thank all those companies, and there's always room for more, especially in the other classes. So we appreciate it. Okay, Dwayne, go ahead.
All right, a lot of sponsors. Well, this year we have a couple of new sponsors, and we have a couple of sponsors that have been supporting us for many years. And one of those is Jerry Martin, Tobacco Shed Motorsports. I got to scroll through this here. See that my list started off. Ebling's Power Plus came in last year. They're going to be sponsoring again this year. They are a power equipment company that is located in Myerstown. And
hi, Johnny.
I think Mount Joy. You just mentioned East Coast Diesel, Lamar Burkholder and East Coast Diesel. They also sponsored Beast of the East for quite a few years. They're located in Jonestown, which is just next door to Lebanon.
Pretty much. Yep. Up the street.
Sam King from Lime Ridge Auto Sales. He's been a sponsor for many years. He's also a puller in the Wild Street class. So we're excited to have him back again this year. New sponsor this year is Streamline Concrete. Streamline Concrete stepped up. They're a concrete company that does concrete and custom residential, commercial. They do rock crushing and excavation. So they're a big one. Bergey's Truck Center, big company, 26 locations in PA, New Jersey, Maryland, and Delaware. They came on this year as a sponsor, so we're really happy to have them. Precision Power and Accessories is Justin Horse and Aaron Zimmerman. There's a couple of guys from New Holland area that do auto accessories and truck engine, transmission, whatever it takes. Davies Polishing. Davies Polishing has been supporting us for quite a few years. He does metal polishing on trucks, detailing, paint repair. Another new one for this year is Blatt and Tillett Truck and Trailer Repair. They're located in Jonestown. They do heavy-duty towing and recovery services, fleet repair, freight hauling, spill cleanup. Wangers of Myerstown has been supporting us from the beginning. They provide a lot of equipment that we use, often our big loader and oftentimes a tractor or two, light towers, you name it. Kiter's Farm Machinery is a new one for this year. They are a company that specializes in combines. They're in Halifax. They also have a lot of salvage machines and combine heads. So if anybody is interested in harvesting equipment, they're the people to see. Hassler's back with us again this year. Tommy Hassler, he does truck repair, Ford, Power Stroke, Cummins, Duramax. Crow Farms works our tracks, Sensnick Spreading, does the water. Albert Brown running his golf carts. Woodland Contractors is the company that helped improve the facility there over the winter last year. Ty's Super Shots. Do you guys know who Ty's Super Shots is?
Never heard of
Never
him.
heard of him.
Official photographer of Beast of the East. How do you like that?
Oh,
And Eastern Extreme Pulling Videos is going to be the event videographer this year. Imagine that.
Has
Isn't that
been for
awesome?
years.
Shout out to yourself, JR. Thank you.
Give yourself a shout out.
Okay, give yourself a shout out. So hopefully that didn't bore you too bad.
No, it's great. We're at 52 minutes. We're about done here. Anybody got any questions out there? And John Smith's with us, joined us here. So we'll do our best not to pick on him too bad here real quick. So,
Well,
stay tuned, John. Weather don't look good, but we're going to, them boys are going to try to make it happen. We'll see. We'll know more come Friday or Saturday morning. So I think we're gonna have if we can make everything Mother Nature cooperate, I think we're gonna have an awesome event. Always do.
Really excited for everything coming, and have been everybody's been putting a lot of work into getting all our details organized. There's a lot of background movement over the week leading up, 2 weeks, 3 weeks leading up to it, where we make sure that we have all our bases covered for a help, make sure that everything's going to flow smoothly. And if we get rained out, it's going to be a big disappointment because of all the work that went into it already.
Never fails.
So,
yeah. Yep. Well, let's hope we hopefully it'll work out in our favor. So I'm praying for sunshine.
Yep. I know that I've talked with quite a few pullers that live out of the area, Connecticut, Vermont, New York, that were interested in pulling with us. So that, knowing that, I'm going to try to make sure that we get our, if we do have a rain issue, that we get that out early enough so that they're not on the road, that we can, so that we can get that out before they get on the road.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to turn people around when they're halfway to the event.
Unfortunately, you can't help that sometimes, but I'm sure we'll have a good idea Saturday morning if it extends that long. And
yeah, Kendra, you have any spells or something that we can put on the weather to just make it move off? We need to move that nice 7% Friday sunny into Saturday, and it can rain all day Sunday for all I care.
The only thing I know is like some ancient Indian dance that you have to do, sprinkle some salt in the toilet and chant some ooh-rah-rahs around, That's all I know.
Salt in the toilet?
Isn't that what you did as a kid to like make it snow or something?
Oh, I never did. That's the first I've ever heard of it.
If we needed snow when we were kids, we had a thing called a snow globe. You just shook it up and it snowed everywhere.
You shook the magic 8-ball and rolled it over.
Or even better, somebody burst the beanbag. That was the best snow in the whole house, and that irritated my mother. Happened one time when I was younger.
No. Yes, this rain needs to stop. You got it. Very much so. But you know what? When we're screaming dry later in the summer, we'll be begging for this rain.
Yeah.
But anyway. Okay. I
Yeah,
don't see any questions. I don't see anybody else jumping in here. So, yeah, again, Beast of the Facebook official page, Beast of the East Coast Pro Pooling, and pretty much interstate. Look for something from Trackside Live or interstatepullers.com. Check their schedule there for any cancellations. Don't just take some random person saying it's rained out. If you see it, then it's time to find out for sure from somebody that's official. So,
And if you're watching on YouTube and you don't have Facebook or you don't have
yes.
social media, please call somebody that has social media, because that'll be the outlet.
Yeah.
And if I guess it would be on YouTube if you would do a live.
Yeah,
If you
I
would do
will
a live.
bring my ugly mug on real quick with the bad news. Hopefully, I don't have to do that. I tell you what, good or bad, I'll probably just come on quick Saturday morning and say, "Hey, where to go?" Or that's what I want to say. Where to go? So,
Yep, I'm looking forward to it. Let's make it happen.
yep. Okay. All right, Kendra, you have anything else, or
Nope. Just keep the rain away.
keep
I'm
the
ready to
rain
get back
away?
out there.
Norman's ready to go pulling, so we're all ready to go pulling. I got a second camera set up like the first one, and
Nice.
all new stuff for Mikey. So if he screws up, it's on him.
Mikey's is going to have a throttle, a shift lever, and a gas and a brake pedal all on the tripod, so he can
Yep.
run hard.
Yep, everything. He's run it a couple times now and likes it. So
Yeah.
I dove in and bought, so it's all good.
I had a
What's happening, Jacob?
I had a nice little show and tell. He had a show and tell with me down at Easton and showed me how it works. And so it's a pretty nifty setup. Definitely takes a little bit of I don't know if you want to call it vibration, or makes it a little bit more effortless, easier.
Yeah. So, okay. We're not going to ramble on. We're just going to call it good. That's where we stand right now. We're hoping for the best, and we'll let you know something Friday or Saturday. I will hear. Probably most likely will be Saturday morning. Hopefully it's good news. So.
And pray that it doesn't rain. We'll have lots of results next week if we don't have rain.
Yeah, pretty soon we ain't going to have anything for a show. I put some video together, but
next thing you know, we'll have to get Robert back on.
Really? Just kidding, Robert. I'm just kidding.
I was trying to aggravate him a little bit.
Yeah. Actually, I got Bill Grove is still on hold. I told them we'd be getting them back on for another nostalgia show. So we'll be in the works sometime here soon. So yep.
That'll be fun.
I've been super busy with other stuff. I just don't have time to get it all together, but it's coming. It's coming.
Well, the next thing you know, we're gonna have to get that railing put up in the front of the hay wagon.
Why?
So that you don't fall off of it.
Those days are over. Year. No hay this year. Well, I won't say that. I'm going to do some. But unfortunately, it's just me. I don't have field help anymore, so I'm not going to go crazy.
You have a thrower baler, or do you just bale it on the ground?
Yes. Yep.
Bale it on the ground and throw it in the wagon.
And then bring it to the barn and throw it in the barn. Yeah. Carry it in the barn. So, yeah, it's all good. Yeah, we'll do some. I'm going to do some, but it ain't going to be like we used to. That will put me down.
Yep.
I'm not a young chicken anymore. Spring chicken, whatever you say. Anyway, all right. Look at that. One hour, Kendra. 1 hour.
We're so good.
I started this.
How many times? You used to have the 168 times.
Yeah, 160. Yeah. This is show 168. We're getting close to 200. But yeah, it's always we're making 40 minutes, 45 minutes, or usually over an hour, so no problem. We just talk too damn much, I guess.
Yeah, it wasn't. I wish we would have had a little bit more exciting things to talk about. Obviously, Beast of the East is super exciting, but with the cloud hanging over our head, it's not not quite as exciting.
Yeah, Klub Kendra on Beast of the East, me,
Yep.
and tractor pulling. That's not exciting.
Oh,
Wow.
I don't know how you could get more exciting.
I'm telling you. Maybe I need to come up with dancing pickles in the background or something. I don't know. That would
Oh,
We
garner
want
some
to keep this a
attention.
PG rated show.
Now, Kendra, I didn't go there. But anyway. All right. Like, subscribe, share, and ring the bell for notifications. We plan to be back here next Wednesday at 8 p.m. with results from Beast of the East and a couple interstate venues. So keep an ear out this Friday and Saturday. One of the Facebook pages we have mentioned, and I will definitely try to get on here and give a yay or a nay myself Friday night or Saturday if and when decisions are made. So until then, thank you everybody in the chat for keeping it clean, except for Nicole. You got to watch her. Just kidding. Picking on her brother.
I decided this week that my adios sign out was not going back to my roots, so I need to come up with a Pennsylvania Dutch version of it. But I don't have a Pennsylvania Dutch one-worder. So
Arrivederci.
Senai später.
What he said.
Yeah.
See you
That.
later. See you later.
You guys hang on a second. We'll be right back. Everybody else, hopefully we'll see you next Wednesday at 8 p.m. with some results. Until then, Kendra, your ceremonial wave there. And we're out of here. See ya.
Senai später.